Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have a very interesting video for you here. It'll be a lot shorter than a lot of my other videos, but there's a lot of predictive programming that this game called FORTNITE is showing its players. Epic Games basically put on an event called The Device, and it was back in June 15th. I'll cover that here in a second. But basically, they showed a lot of crazy stuff I've been talking about, like Rapture, Tsunamis, opening the abyss, and you watch this and see what you see. It's pretty crazy. It supports everything I've said pretty much about these events that are coming. So, as I said, predictive programming is basically showing you things ahead of time, so you accept them before they come, and the masses basically bring it on by accepting it. So without further ado, we're gonna go forward here, and I'm gonna show you this stuff. It's pretty crazy. So, and then put in the comments what kind of things you see that I'm not covering, because there's so much I can cover, and I'm gonna try to make this a very short video, maybe even shareable and all that stuff. So this is very crazy. Hopefully a lot more people will watch it because it's a lot shorter than my normal videos. I'll also have links in the description box to my other videos about this timeline. Again, we're talking about from July 1st possibly to July 13th. A lot of big events. July 1st, we're talking about we may have some kind of water event, because it has to do with the water breaking as far as a birth. And again, this is the birth of the Antichrist. It's all coming soon, very soon. I'm trying to guesstimate the day and time frame here. It's a 13-day time frame based on iPad Go 2. And again, you can watch those. I'll have a link in the description box to about 3 or 4 of my videos, even iPad Goat, so you can watch that if you haven't seen it before, so you get an idea of what I'm talking about this time frame, what that means. Okay, and also I want to reference about this time frame, and also 4th and 5th of July, what happened last year. Okay, a magnitude 7.1 event occurred about 34 hours after and about 7 miles northwest of the magnitude 6.4 foreshock. They called that a foreshock, but they're really separate earthquakes. Okay, on 4th of July, or July 4th, at 10:34 a.m. Okay, so this is a big deal because they're really pointing to 4th of July this year, 4th and 5th. Why? Because it's a full moon and it's both days, 4th and 5th. Last year, there was no full moon during the time. The 4th and 5th wasn't that significant. It wasn't a weekend either. It's like this one was. Things like this one is. Things like that. So we also have 7-1. So that's the beginning of the birth. 7-1, July 1st. And then we have 34 hours. 3 plus 4 is 7. After about 7 miles. So it's 7-7. And again, 7 is predicting... 7-7 is 7 times 11, which is 7-11. We also had, so one day it was 6.4. 64 is 8 times 8, or 8-8, and that's the portal. That's, like I've shared before many times, 88 is very key to opening up the portal. So is 7-7. They're very similar numbers, 55, 33. They're all very similar and all that stuff. So, and then we have, look at this, foreshock on July 4th at 10:34. Notice the 34s are the same. So this is backwards, 7-1. Right here, 7-1. You have 7-7. I mean, this is not all coincidence. And again, 7-1 points to 7-4 and 5. 7-4 and 5 points to 7-1 and 7-11 and 7-13, and all these different days, and the gematria and all the symbolism point to each other. It's a 13-day birthing process. So I'm going to go back to this game. So Epic Games, it's delayed its FORTNITE. This is at that time, it was on June 3rd. They delayed FORTNITE's next in-game live event and the start of the game's next season due to the widespread outrage over the death of George Floyd and ongoing police brutality in response to protests around the country. Of course, they got to get into the predictive programming of what all this is and the false narrative of what's actually happened. The in-game live event titled The Device will now take place on June 15th. It's interesting about June 15th. There's several things about it. First of all, June is the 4th month. Okay, June is the 4th month to the elites. We're off by 2 months. Again, September is Septem in Latin, but we know it as the 9th month. But it's Septem is 7. It goes all the way to December. December we know as the 12th month on our calendar, but Decem means 10, as I've said many times before. But June, again, to the elites, is the 4th month. So 4/15 is 4. 1 plus 5 and 15 is 6. That's 4-6. When I go back to here, remember this right here? That's 4-6 backwards. 46 is birth. It's 23 chromes from the mother, 23 chromes from the father, and it's about birth. Also, 46 in Gematria is birth and born in different ciphers. So 46 is a big number as far as symbolically with 23 and 23 chromosomes. It's also symbolic for Gematria. 40 born in a cipher is 46, and birth is 46. So this is huge. It's showing that again. And then the other thing about June 15th, from June 15th to July 1st, I'm saying is the big day that they're really forecasting is, guess what? 17 days. Okay? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is really crazy. So 17 is 7-1 backwards. And also the 71st day of the year, only on a leap year, which this is the leap year, the 71st day of the year was March 11th, and that's 311, or 3 times 11 is 33. Okay, this all relates to each other, and so that's why I'm showing this stuff ahead of time so you can see what's coming, and it's a warning, basically. So FORTNITE basically also equals in simple English Gematria. In fact, it starts with F there, as you can see, is 6, and then all the way through the numbers, the letters equal numbers, and it's 107. So they take the zeros away, and it's backwards, it's 7-1. Again, the demons that are behind all this, the elites that do this kind of stuff, and all the people that follow them, the Masons and all this, they use this secret language. They do a lot of things backwards or upside down or both. And so this is backwards. So they would know it's Gematria, it's 17, then backwards it's 71. Sometimes they do it forward, but then they'll try to hide it even more. And then what I was talking about is 7-1. I've been talking about this for a while. We've had a couple mock 7-1s, or the first day of the 13-day birthing period. We had one on May 19th. Again, May is 5, and 19th was 1 plus 9 is 10. Take away the 0, it's 1, so it's 5-1. So the elites 5-1 is the 5th month, the first day, and July to the elites is the 5th month. So that's why I say we're out by 2 months. So this is something that just came up in the news in the last couple of weeks, and I'm just showing you this, and this is on some news on June 27th. China's Three Gorges Dam, largest in the world, in danger of collapse after worst floods in 70 years. Again, so we have the 7 again, and we have 2 7s right there, but it's very common. They show this kind of stuff, and they're forecasting this. Again, this is predictive programming for what's coming, and I'm going to predict that it's very possible, now it's possible, that this is going to burst on 7-1. So today is June 30th, and I'm saying it's very possible tomorrow on 7-1 that this thing could go. We could also have other dams go, or some other water events. I don't know what it's going to be exactly. I'm just guessing right here, because check this out. You won't believe this. So Three Gorges, if you just do it in simple reverse Gematria, so instead of A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, then it's reversed. So Z equals 1, Y equals 2, X equals 3, for example, goes backwards. Three Gorges is 17 again. So again, it's backwards is 7-1. And then in another cipher, it's 7-1, just straight out. Okay, so that's not a coincidence. These are Kabbalists. Kabbalists basically run the world, if you didn't know, and they use Gematria in different ciphers, and I use several ciphers that they use, including English Gematria, English Sumerian, which is simple Gematria times 6, a lot of other ciphers that they use to hide information in words with numbers, and then they relate a lot of the similar things to different words, but they have the same or similar numbers, and they like to put a lot of codes in words and numbers. So this is what they're showing, and I'm just reading it. Okay. Now I'm going to show you this and just let this go and let this play, and I'm going to interrupt it somewhere in there and talk to you about a couple things that are very obvious to me. Now again, you may not see this, but see what you see and put it in comments that is very profound to you. But this is a guy, and he has a channel, and his name is Kiwi. In fact, he has this female avatar that's Kiwi, I guess. And these guys, all these people are waiting for this transition, this big event that's going to go into a new world, a new type of gameplay, and they have no idea what it is. So let me give you that preface, and then you can see what you see. And I'm going to interrupt this, somewhere in a little after the middle, and talk to you about what I've seen so clearly in this, and then also something that shows the time, also the date, and then I'll let it go. So here we go.
Yo, we all got to do a synchronized countdown at 10.
Yo, I have such a good seat over here.
Kind of vibing over here.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's
go.
All right, what's about to happen?
Oh, you can hear the beeping.
Yep. Well, event's canceled, boys.
I guess.
Imagine.
Oh, I heard something
I hear
open.
something.
Yo, are you guys just gonna watch it from over there?
Yeah, I'm on the agency.
Maybe that's the angle. I'm over here. I'm all the way up. I've got a pretty good angle over here. I don't know.
Yeah, we're vibing over here, Kiwi.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Wait. What?
What's happening?
Is that the agency music?
Yeah.
Yo, look
Yo,
at
out of
the
the water!
the
What is
holes.
that?
Oh no.
Yo!
Oh my god.
What is that?
What the heck? Is there
They're
another one?
opening.
Oh yeah, it's another one.
I gotta go back up. I gotta see
Oh my
this.
god.
Oh
my god.
heck?
Let's go, baby.
Yo, this agency's about to get blasted, boys.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
A nuclear missile's about to launch down.
Oh
on the agency.
no.
Look at the sky. It's like
Yeah,
lightning.
the sky's changing too. Yeah.
Oh no, Midas, what have you done, you psycho?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey,
The last
hey.
one. Here's the last one.
Dude, this dude's flexing his edits. What are you
We did it.
doing?
You can
Yo,
edit.
what is about to? Yo.
Here we go. They're gonna connect. There's gonna be an energy connect.
Please.
Oh my god. He's gonna create. Look what's happening inside agency.
Oh, you're right.
What?
Dude,
Is there
Oh,
something in here? Oh my god!
Oh my
He
god.
is
It's gonna explode.
It actually blew
I'm
up.
in the
I
ground.
called it. I knew it.
GG.
Oh
I'm in
my
the ground.
god! Yo, wait, there's
What
an
is
orb in the
that?
middle.
Thing.
No,
Oh my
it
god!
can't be.
There's still a thing. Oh my
is
god,
that?
what is
What
that?
is that?
Oh my! It's a giant missile.
There it is, ladies
No
and gentlemen.
way.
That's
The
the
orb.
device. That's what
Oh
Midas
my
made.
No
god.
way.
He built this thing?
Yeah.
Scheming this whole
You
time.
built this thing?
Oh my gosh!
Holy brother.
How do we get out of here? Am I the only one down here?
What is
Midas,
that?
unban face Jarvis, please. Yo,
Bro,
this guy's
is it-
flexing his
Oh my
edits.
god!
Flexing his edits?
It's
Wait, I
zero
can
gravity.
fly.
It's zero gravity, boys.
What happened, yo?
Oh my
Kiwi, look
god.
at me. Kiwi, come. Oh my
Yo, we're
God.
floating.
We're
Oh
going
my
in
God.
the orb.
Wait, what is that?
We're all
What the-
going in,
happening?
boys.
It's shooting at all
It's
the
connecting.
hatches.
It's connecting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh no, bro.
My god.
I'm
really about
still
to go to Jupiter.
ascending. I'm still
Bro.
ascending.
Same.
We're going in.
Wait, somebody went into the orb and they disappeared.
Huh?
Imagine.
Yeah, my man
Yo,
went back
wait,
to chapter
that was
one.
Midas.
Oh, the storm! It's moving. Look,
What's happening?
What?
the storm's getting pushed away.
Dude, I'm floating
What?
so high. What the heck?
It's
my
safe.
God.
Oh no. What?
Oh,
Did
snap.
he
What
break
just
the storm?
happened?
What is
Wait,
this?
what? What? You can walk around in first person.
What is this?
Fortnite
It's
first
in-
person?
We're in first person.
Can I get out the door?
No, I can't.
Yo,
I
look
tried.
at the
Can't either.
computer. What was
What's
on
on
the
the screen?
computer?
I
Oh, you
couldn't
can
see
walk
it.
around.
What was that?
What was that?
Oh my gosh, that was sick.
Did we just go to like an alternate universe? Like, it was
Yo,
like,
yo, 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 there's like a portal. There's like 5 portals
Where?
at the edge of the zones.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no.
Dude, he's
I
gonna
just
blow up the
fell.
storm.
What
Same.
just happened?
I'm on the ground.
Oh
On the
my
ground, too.
gosh.
Look at
Oh,
the
look
device.
at the device. Look at the device. It's glowing
That-
red hot.
Power
It's
it up.
awesome.
Is that Guff on top of the device? Wait, what is that?
Guff was the mastermind this whole time.
What the heck?
We were
Oh,
too busy
no.
worrying about Midas. It was Guff.
Dude, the storm. Yo, is it raining?
insane.
What is that?
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Oh my
We're going
god.
back up again.
Are we?
Oh
we
yeah, I'm
are.
floating.
Oh,
I'm
we
floating.
are.
We're going back up, boys.
What?
Oh no.
What the heck?
I just went to the orb. I'm still chilling.
I'm going in too. I don't care.
Bro, I'm flying.
Oh,
I'm
my
flying now.
god.
Yo, it's like retracting and like coming out and in.
The storm's coming in.
My god.
It's literally red. Oh my god.
Dude.
This is sick.
Oh,
Am I
here
about to
comes
get
something.
blasted?
Here
It's
comes
shooting
something.
up. Something's
I'm
gonna
get
happen.
Blasted, boys.
What's happening?
Wait.
The
Is that
orb.
it?
Wait, everything's going down.
It's peaceful again.
Is it over?
What?
That's it?
I'm still floating.
What's up, boys?
Is it over?
Who's on the orb with me?
Is that it?
Dude, there's
I'm
no
on a-
way that was it.
Oh, this
I
guy's
think
done
it
for.
was.
This-
Wait, what?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Did you guys screen just glitch?
Yes.
No. Wait,
Yeah,
it's not
mine did.
over. It was
It's not over.
It was a
It's not
fib.
over. Oh my god.
Oh
I'm
my
on the
God.
orb.
Let me on!
Dude, no way. I'm coming.
Oh my
I'm
god.
grappling on. Yo, what's up,
We're
boys?
getting on, boys.
We're falling down.
We're on the device.
Oh, we're back.
What is
On
this?
again? Look for hints.
What?
What's on the wall?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's
What clock?
Jonesy
Yo,
and
look
his
at the
girl.
photos of the wall.
Yo,
Photos of the
yeah.
wall.
What is this? On the-
Jonesy and his girlfriend.
Yo, top secret. There's 3 Fortnites.
Okay, so now I'm pausing this at this point because as you notice, these characters, they were vibrating. And that's very common for people who have many hundreds and hundreds of people that I've seen videos of that have experienced a rapture. For people that don't believe it's going to be a rapture, there is going to be a rapture. And the evidence to you will be when the innocent children disappear. Okay, so whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. It's in the Bible. In fact, I'll put links in the description box to about rapture, about the innocent children leaving, and another something else probably about the 144. So you can see the links in the description that go to a document that you can even download, and you can see the scriptures in the Bible. And also, if you know Jesus, then he's probably clued you in on this. If you haven't, if you don't, he probably hasn't clued you in on what's going on and what's coming. But he's definitely clued me in on what's coming in a lot of ways, and I'm showing you with evidence in the world. In fact, there's not only scriptural evidence, there's dreams and visions I've had and other people have had, but there's even more than that too. There's stuff in the Word, there's stuff out in the world, and I'm showing you this. This is massive predictive programming. There's a lot of examples out there, and one of the examples I'll give you as well, if you watch the sci-fi miniseries called Childhood's End, find that and watch that, and you'll see how the children will leave when the aliens come. And the aliens will be on the scene as well. In fact, I'm going to have in that document with the children disappearing, why the children are disappearing, and evidence about the Grand Delusion and things like that, about the aliens, and evidence in the Bible about that as well. So, because good and bad aliens are going to be brought on the scene to explain why the innocent was taken and other people. So I want to show you this here. So again, these people were vibrating, they were floating up as you saw, and then all of a sudden you got white light. So that's like children. So most of the people, the biggest age range that plays this game is about 17 to 19. You have young adults, you have people up in their 30s and even some in their 40s playing. The majority of them are teenagers and older teenagers. A lot of them who got out of high school and stuff. But around that age age of accountability is really what I've researched, and I found that those are the ones that are leaving because they're considered innocent. When you get to an age of adult, in our modern culture, basically all around the world, 17 to 18 is considered the age of an adult and accountability, and where if you kill somebody, you can be held accountable. Voting age, all these kind of things. Some people think it's 12 to 13, and that was Jewish accountability for kids and everything, and that's all older history and tradition and everything with Jews, but that's too young to this modern culture. So there's a lot of reasons for that, I believe. But you don't have to take my word for it. You'll see it when it happens, and you'll see who disappears and everything when it happens. But again, to the people who don't believe in rapture at all, which is very silly because there's too many scriptures. There are hundreds of scriptures that either forecast it, foreshadow it, or literally say that that's going to happen in the Old Testament and New Testament. So if you don't believe that, you don't know the Bible. I'm sorry, but you just don't know the Bible. And then if you're not sure about when we're going and what's happening and all that stuff, well, it doesn't matter. You'll find out when the innocent children disappear, that when it started happening. Okay, so I'm just telling you, just sharing that with you for your heads up. You can disagree all you want. I'm not going to get into I don't get into, arguments with people about any of this stuff. I'm just a messenger from Jesus. Okay. I'm just telling you. So in here, it shows the actual time. Notice there's a clock right there. Now, again, this is code, and I've covered these kinds of codes before many, many times in my videos. And I'm going to give you an example. This is a mirror date, as I call it. I've coined the phrase mirror date. It's a mirror date. And so I'm going to show you what a mirror date is and give you another example. I've shown many of them. I'm going to show you how this is. Now look at the clock on there. This clock says you can read it 255. Now this is obviously a mirror date, and this just so happens to match exactly the thing I've said about this time frame, about the rapture, first rapture, and right before the tsunamis, and this is playing out just the same way pretty much. It's a little bit different take on it, but it's the same structure virtually. It's showing a rapture, and it turns white when these people, like you're going into heaven, then they're in a room, and it's all light and everything. So you notice how everything's kind of lighter and everything, kind of like it would be in heaven in a sense, right? And then here's the time. So this is when it's supposed to happen. So 255. What's the mirror on this? So you look at the 5, the middle 5 in 255, and that's kind of that's the middle. That's where the mirror would be. So you're mirroring two things. So the first is the 25. 25, and I've shared this many times, is hiding 511. So 25 is backwards 52, and then 2 is compressed 1 and 1. So backwards, we're basically looking at, or 25 is really 115. And then 55 is the other of the mirror. You see the 55 right here. So we have the 25 and then the 55. 55 is another hidden version of 5 times 11, and that's 511. So we have 115 and 511. So basically what it's saying 11, 5, 11, and that's what I call a mirror date. So if you had basically a mirror right here showing both ways, you'd have a 5 in the middle and then 11 on the other side. And I explain that in many ways. Like for example, in the Super Bowl, Miami was showing 5-1 the first day. So the 5-1, it goes from 5-1 to 5-11 to 5-13, and there's dates in between, and I've shared that before. But in Miami, we had the Super Bowl. Miami is a mirror date of Miami is 22122. Okay. And that's how, if you take the letters of Miami, it's Miami, it's 22122, and that's a mirror date of 22122, and 1's in the middle, so you have 22 on either side, and that's 122. 122nd day of the year, only on a leap year, was May 1st, or 5-1, as far as an example. Okay, another, and then of course in the Super Bowl, which is 5-4, which has to do with even 4th of July, because 4th of July is really 5 to the elites. So 5-4, the Super Bowl was forecasting was going to happen on 4th of July, 5-4 to the elites. Okay, and then we had San Francisco, which is 1-2-2 in simple gematria, which is impossible, and then Kansas City, which is 1-2-2 in simple gematria. Again, the mirror date of Miami is where they actually had it, 2-2-1-2-2, and then 1-2-2 and 1-2-2 both for Kansas City and San Francisco, which is impossible, is the 122nd day of the year, which is May 1st. So again, that's showing the very birth, which is the same thing as 7-1 or July 1st, because again, to the elites, the 5th month is July, and to us, July is the 7th month because it's on the Gregorian. That's what the masses know. Okay, so here's another example of the mirror date is in Back to the Future. I've shared this many times before. So here's a mirror date of November 5th, 1955. So remember, Marty McFly went in the DeLorean. He went 88 miles an hour. Again, 88 is 8 times 11, so the 811 code, just like 511, 711, all that stuff. Okay, and he went in and then so November is 11, and then we have 5, 1955, so 19, 1 plus 9 is 10, take away the 0 as they do, that's 1, 5 plus 5 is 10, take away the 0, so that's 1, so you have 1 and 1 is 11. So notice we have 11511 and 11511. What a shock. And then there's other evidences of that. So for example, on the DeLorean, you have DMC. So this is a shot of the back of the DeLorean, but right here you can't quite see it because it's very fuzzy and small. It says DMC. Okay, DMC. But notice, this is a good example of a mirror as well. Again, the enemy likes to mirror things because they're hidden. He likes to mirror things because they're hidden. In fact, there's many things you can mirror, like videos and different things, and if you mirror them, you'll see the images that you would normally see. And I have a video back, if you can look back at my channel, and you can see it's called The Next 9/11 Part 1. And I basically go through the Economist magazine 2019, and I do the cover, and I do a reverse of the cover, and I put them together, and you can see the opening of the abyss, and locusts coming out, and all kinds of faces. It's pretty crazy. And that's massive evidence that this is true. Or you can mirror, for example, the Catholic audience hall that's outside the Vatican. and you can see the statue that's right behind where the Pope normally sits in the audience hall, which he sits in the mouth of a huge serpent. If you look at that, and then behind him, there's this figure. It looks like it's supposed to be like Jesus coming out of the apocalypse, they call it, but it's a serpent man, and you just mirror that exactly in the middle, and it's basically a locust king coming out of the abyss. And I'm going to talk about the abyss. This shows the abyss on here as well, okay? Now, I'm also talking about this. So they call this, and this guy will refer to this as it's called the agency, which is the main part, I guess. Now, I'm not super familiar with Fortnite. I've done a little bit of research, but not too much. So I might got to get a couple things wrong. But look, notice how the is 33 and agency is 55. And remember, we have 88. The portal, Marty McFly going 88 miles an hour. It's all the same. So it's called the agency, and it's I guess the main chunk, and that's in the middle of this world or something. And in this video, you'll see it looks like an island, especially with the tsunami waves coming. So it's just like Hawaii. And that's, again, I've said Hawaii is the cap of the abyss, and they're going to blow it. They're going to destroy it with a massive tsunami wave. I've said for 2 years, okay? And this is actually showing most of what I've talked about. It's very crazy. Okay, and then so the agency in reverse English gematria is 155. Okay, that is crazy. Remember, I'm talking about so that's 155. So it's just 155. So one of the ways they do this is just 1 times 55, and they're showing really 55. Okay, and then right here, look, check it out. Agency is 107, and I'm going to show that in a second. Also, backwards is 84. And again, this is about the birth of the Antichrist, and I call him Stinky B.O., the 44th Prez, Osama. Yeah, there's a Freudian slip. Obama or Barack Hussein Obama. Okay, that's who it's going to be. And you'll see. If you don't believe it, you'll see. He'll be on the scene very soon. In fact, he's trying to come back with these commencement stuff. Check out my last couple of videos about iPad Goat in part 1 and part 2. And I go through the commencement stuff that he's doing with Katy Perry and how she is 5'11" and all these kind of stuff. It's really crazy. You'll be blown away in how it relates to iPad Goat. It's phenomenal. So, and then this guy refers to it as agency. I mean, a lot of players refer to it as agency. And that just happens to be 5-5 by itself. Again, 5, like I showed you before on the clock, 5-5 is 5 times 11 or 511. And that means the 5th month to the least, the 11th day. Okay, and then reason why it's 155 is because that agency represents a piece of land like an island, like Hawaii, and it's getting hit by tsunamis. And then 2, remember the clock was 255. So 2 of those 255s, another reason why they would have it this way, 255s or 2 511s are going to happen. One's going to be on the East Coast and hit New York, because New York is 666 in English gematria, and one's going to hit Hawaii, and that's 666 in reverse English gematria. So I've shown all this in my previous videos. You got to check them out. And then we have agency in reverse gematria. English gematria is 17, again 7-1, July 1st. I'm saying the 7th month, the first day, or the 5th month, the first day, in a sense too, to the elites. Okay, so now since I've covered that, now I'll shut up now and go back to the video. The rest of this little presentation is another 3 minutes, and I'll let this go. Okay, so you can see what you see. If you see more stuff, please leave it in the comments. But it's pretty crazy what they're showing. I was kind of blown away when I found this out. I couldn't believe it. So here we go.
Lynx, Midas, and...
No, look at the time. It's
John Jones!
It's
Yo, this is Jonesy's office.
Top secret on the counter.
That was
Nice.
Jonesy's office.
It was 3 Fortnite skins.
What the heck?
What the heck?
We're in the water.
Hey, look! There's sharks!
Are you
I
kidding
see
me?
Sharks.
Yeah, there's a shark in the
Where?
corner!
Oh, look at the yacht! Look at the yacht!
Oh my god!
Wait,
Look at the yacht!
The yacht, yeah!
Look at the yacht! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Look up, Kiwi.
what? Yo!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Hey, you can get out of here. You can get out of here.
How?
There's
Dude,
the air conditioner.
The
Oh
map
my
is gonna
god!
flood, bro! No way!
Yep. It's
Oh.
a tsunami.
Dude, there's a giant shark in there. I
Did
saw
that just
it.
show us the future?
How long do you think it'll hold?
What?
What's it
I don't know
doing?
what's happening.
Listen.
Good. Good. Everything,
Yeah, on the desk it says John Jones.
It's Jonesy!
It's Jonesy! It's Tifu!
You even... wait. Can you hear me?
Oh my god, he has
Yo,
a voice.
what is going on,
That's
bro?
crazy.
That's so weird.
I don't know if I like that.
It's like an alternate
that's kinda weird.
Oh,
universe.
that might be the final part.
It's gonna be flooded when we come back.
It's
No
all gone!
way.
Are you kidding me?
We gotta win. We
It's
gotta win.
only agency. It's only agency.
Are you kidding
Look at the
me?
map,
Oh my, we gotta win. We gotta win, boys.
Wait, what?
dude.
This is
It's like,
insane.
dude, what the?
Everything is flooded right now.
Dude, it's only like a little part of the map.
Are you kidding me?
Yo, Salty Springs is chilling.
Risky
Yo,
Reels is
let's
there.
go salty, boys.
Yeah, let's go
I
salty. I'm
can't even
down.
drop.
I'm jumping.
Oh, I
I'm
just
jumping.
did.
I'm dropping salty.
Dude.
Oh my
Dude, this
god.
is crack.
This is insane, bro.
You
crazy.
glide lower than you expect.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
I'm
we're
going Grey
underwater.
House.
We're technically underwater, aren't we?
Oh,
like,
we are.
look at this.
Yes,
Are we?
we are.
Yeah. Look at.
Wait, so is the storm water now?
I don't
there
know.
weapons?
Wait, it's closing. It's gonna close in.
Yeah, it's closing.
Closing in.
What
The
is
storm's closing in.
happening, bro?
I think there's no weapons. I think we just use our pistols.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Dude, is it over? I feel like something
I think
else.
it's over.
Dude, something tells me
Bro.
something. Yo, there's fish in the sky. You guys see the fish in the water?
Yeah, dude, there's a shark in there, like a megalodon.
What is going on?
Bro.
I'm cranking.
You guys want to go agency? I'm going agency.
Yeah, I'm going agency right now.
Guys, I'm skybasing to the water.
Wait,
Oh.
select tech.
Make your selection.
I got the
I'll take the
minigun.
shotgun.
Yep. Might as well plug in my controller, boys. I think,
That
yeah,
it?
that's it. That's it.
How do I
That's
get a
it.
reroll?
Bro, that was the most wild thing I've ever seen. That was
was insane.
crazy.